This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, we have that Tableau,
Power BI, Snowflake.
Power BI, Snowflake. Okay, you can give it three courses. The courses are three. Okay, so suppose I am giving a training on three courses. The fees are like this. Fees are like this. So I want to know that how much fees I got it for Tableau, how much total fees I got it for Power BI, how much fees I got it for Snowflake. So how can we get that? How can I get that? Sorry. Simple question. For the Tableau, what is the total fee? For the Power BI, what is the total fee? For the Snowflake, what is the total fee? Tell me. Chandu, what is the total fee for the Tableau?
1 minute, bro. 200, 450.
450. Okay. What is the total fee for the Power BI?
600.
600. For the Snowflake,
900.
900. Okay. So this is
Yes,
the
bro.
total fee. Total, according to three courses, this is the total fee Tableau wise, Power BI wise, Snowflake wise. What is the total fee from all the three courses? What is the total fee?
1950.
1950 is the total fee. So fine. What we did is we can go for Tableau, whereas I have the different Tableau courses fees. Some we can apply the sum on that, and we get the 450. Power BI also same. We apply the sum, adding that values to the total Power BI courses. We get it. Snowflake also. Summing this all, we can get it a 1950. Now, now, so I want to we know that Tableau contribution in this 1950. Tableau contribution how much on 1950?
Percentage, bro.
450.
450. So now 450 is how much percentage on this 1950?
450
450
by
is, yeah, exactly, 450 by
450 by
19 1950,
1950.
right? So when I want to go for do that calculation, I need that 1950 here. 1950 next to that value. Okay. I want to do that calculation. I want to get the 1950 here. So in this next column, what I can write it? 450 divided by
By
1950.
50.
Okay. So then we can get that what is the contribution of that. Okay, so it's in point into 100 we can do that, or percentage. You can just select the percentage and number of decimal values. So the
Point.
contribution is 23.08 percentage. Same, I want to know that Power BI in 600, the 600 is how much percentage on total? 600 is how much percentage on total? So if you want to do the same calculation, I need to fix this value. The total value need be shown like 1950 only for the Power BI as well. 600 divided by 1950, right?
Yes, bro.
Same formula.
30%.
I can go for in Excel. I can drag it like this. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I can go for here. Okay, here I am giving manually. Let's go for Excel calculation. So you also get understand this. So suppose this is the 2308, right? This is the column I. Column I. Okay, and which row? 13, row number 13. I 13 divided by, sorry, sorry, here you can come to, this is the numerator divided by denominator. Okay, this is a result column.
by
G13 divided by H13.
30.
G13 divided by H13.
It's 30.
Okay, so simple you can go for G13 divided by H13. Okay, enter. You can get that value. Same formula I want to apply for the next row as well. Just drag
G14
it
by
bottom. G14 divided by H14. Okay, and here also I want to mention is 1950. Okay, I fix that value. So same formula we can get it, drag it here, 46. If we sum up these three values, if sum up these three values, it would be 100 percentage. When we have, suppose Chandu, Samba, Srini, we have three members. Each one have that. We are going to start a business. Okay, Srini, Samba, and Chandu. Okay, I have 1000. Okay, and Samba have that 500. Chandu has a 3000. So this is the investment amount for the business. We are investing this much of amount. What is the total amount here? 4500. So end of the day, the contribution percentage, we should be know that how much contribution we are doing on top of the total value. Okay, on top of the total value. If we want to get that contribution percentage, we need to fix this value, total value, without filtering with the names. Okay, generally we are getting total value getting filtered by this value. I don't want to change this value for these filters. This is a Srini, Chamba, Chendu, we have three names, right? I don't want to change that value. 4500 as it is, I want to show it here. Then only I can calculate, that percentage of contribution on total, if we want to get this value, if you want to ignore the filters, and get the total value here, we need to use the function called as all function can ignore all the filters, okay. When you say that all, the total value, it will ignore these filters, we can get the total value. What is the total uh, sales or total investment amount, we can get it here. Okay, now I want to calculate the percentage of contribution 1000 divided by 450, 4300. So what is the contribution percentage, we can get it here. Okay, and if you go for this in percentages, we can get it 22.12. Okay, same thing, you can drag it here, you can mention it. What is the value here? 500. What is the percentage of contribution? 11 percentage. And when you come to here, what is his contribution is 3000. Okay, so when I go for enter it, 66%. Now I can understand this. Who is the key person in this business? Chendu is the key person because his investment is more than 50%. He is a 66%, right? Double of these two guys' investment. So he's the maybe become a CEO promoter of the business like that when he has the highest contribution. So this value I want to be calculated. I need the total sales value here. How you can get that value? Using the all function. In the visualization, I don't show this value. But in the calculation I required it. In the calculation, when I go for calculate this percentage of it, I need this value in the total. I need this value. Okay, if you want to get that value as a denominator, we need to go for use the function called as all. Let's see the same, take the same data source. Let's take the same data source as for our visualization and try to build the same visualization. So remember here, what is the values we are getting for Tableau course? 23% power by 30% on these things, right? Let it be here. Okay, don't save it, cancel this. So can I take the same file as a source for my my Power BI? Go for get data source, Excel file, I have it. Okay, clear that what is the all function which we are going to use it? Is it clear? Any question? Why we are using that all? Okay, so now you can see my data is loaded. What I want to get it here, I want to get the visualization which I can show you in the course wise fees, course and fees. So let's see that what is the values we are getting course wise fees here. Are you getting same or not? Power BI, Snowflake, Tableau, 9, 600, 900, 450, 1950, 1950. So now I want to be calculate that. I want to be calculate that percentage of contribution, percentage of contribution. For that, what we are doing is we are going to be get the total value, this total value into the each and every row, ignoring this particular courses, ignoring these particular courses. So when you go for take it as sum of sales, so we can get that each course wise total fees how much we can get it. Okay, sum of fee if I take it, suppose let me clear here, let me clear you one more thing. So let me take one more card here, one more card here. What is this card? So if I take the fee, what will be the output? If I take the fee, what will be the card will show that? What will be the card? Card ఏం చూపిస్తుంది మనం ఇక్కడ fees కనుక సెలెక్ట్ చేస్తే if I selected fee from the my data set, what will be the card value will show that? What will be the value?
1950.
Exactly. We can get it 1950 here because total fee amount. Total fee amount. So if you observe that in the course, if I remove the course here in this visualization, just I'm taking out the course. What will be the value we are getting here? Fee. What will the
1950.
value we are getting? 1950. When I drag my course, when I go for include my course, what happened? This 1950 can be filtered by the each course wise. What is the contribution for that fee? Okay. When I select the course, when I select the course, each course wise, what is the fees value and total value we are getting here? Total value we are getting here. All right. So now what is my requirement? What is the 1950 I have total value? That should I want to show into the each and every row, ignoring these courses, ignoring these courses, ignoring these courses. Even courses should be there, but I want to get the total value here like this. I want to be show the 1950 for each and every row, each and every course, each and every course I want to show that, right? So how can we do that? Getting that, I want to be get the total value next to it. We can write a calculated measure. We can write a measure here, new measure, new measure. Okay, new measure. Measure name we can mention it. Uh, all totals. Okay, so function which we can use it, calculate function, here we can use it. Calculators we can use it to calculate the expressions with multiple filters. Okay, so let's go for sum of phi. Sum of phi, I can take it here. Sheet 1, sum of phi. So we are aggregating the data, sum of phi, okay, in the calculation, comma, comma. So here next to the comma we need to apply the filter. That filter I want to be mentioned it all. I can take the function called as all. Okay, so here when you go for select the all, we have the two options. Either you can select the table name or column name. Either you can select the table name or column name. So when you go for use the table name, when you go for use the column name. Okay, so take the table name first. The table name I can take it as sheet 1, right? My table name is sheet 1. Okay, just table name I am taking here. So when you take the table name, when you take the table name in the all the function, what are the dimension fields you have in that table? All dimensions can be ignored by the all function. All the dimension fields can be ignored. All the filters can be ignored in that particular table fields. Okay, all the fields can be ignored by the visualization. Okay, what are the columns? How many columns you have in that particular table? So either if you drag any field, if you drag the any field, course you can drag it, month or student, whatever you can drag it, those can be ignored and we can get the 1950 as a output. 1950 as a output. Okay, so let me go for enter. It's like go for enter here. Let me go for enter here and take that measure into the visualization. Let me drag that visualization into visualization. This is a measure where I have created. Maybe it was in the sample superstores. Okay, so just let me do one thing, copy it from here, Control X, and go for, while you are creating a measure, be careful when we have the multiple data sets, you need to select the particular table and right mouse, new measure you need to be created. Okay, otherwise it will go for the topmost table. Okay, okay, all totals is already used in the measure table sample superstore, choose the different name. Okay, I can give that all totals 1. Let it be named like this. Now you can see that. Let me take this my measure into the visualization, all totals. Can we see it? Are we getting that 1950, 1950, 1950 for here? We are ignoring these values. Power BI, Snowflake, Tableau. These courses we are ignoring. I am getting, irrespective of that, I am getting 1950 value here. Okay, 1950 value here. So it means what are the course you can take it? Either course you can take it or either dimension, whatever month or student, whatever you can take it. Irrespective of that, you can get the totals. Okay, let me replace the course here. Let me replace the course. I am removing the course. So I am taking the month. I am taking the month. Okay, can we see that even if we take the month, okay, the total value is same. The total value is same, but month wise I have a fees, but total value is same. It cannot be changed. It will ignore the all the filters. It will ignore the all the filters. If you take that, remove the month and take the student. Remove the month and take the student. Can we see that? Can we see that? We have the different students, student and fees, all total values. The total value we can get it repeating here. The total value is repeating here. All right. So far clear? Any questions? So when you use that in the all function
Yes,
where
sir.
you can go for, yeah, yeah, hello. Clear? Huh?
Tableau.
Clear, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Next, what is our requirement is next? So when you go for use that in the all function, if you just mention it sheet, it's like a table name. If you mention a table name, all the dimension field will be ignored and we can get the total value here. Ignored and we can get the total value here. Okay. Suppose if I mention the column name, particular column name, what will be happens? Let's see that when you go for mention that particular column name. So let me write it one more calculation. Excuse me, right mouse, create new measure, create new measure. The difference I want to be show you. The difference I want to be show you. When you use the table name in the all function and column name in the all function. Okay, so here I can mention you that delete, okay, all on particular column, particular column. Okay, so how can I write that total value calculation? How can we write it? We can go for calculate. Okay, the expression we can write it sum of fee. The expression we can mention it sum of fee. Okay, right? So go for close the bracket and the comma. Next to that, I need to apply the filter. So filter, I can mention it all. Okay, select all. So here, specifically, I want to go for, specify that the particular column name, only that particular column I want to ignore. I want to be ignore the particular column filters. I want to be ignore it. So which column we can take it? Either course or month or student. Which one we can take it? For example, let's take it as student as well. Only student. Let's take it as student. Okay, anything is fine. Okay, let me take the student, or let me put it as a course. It's easy. 3 courses we have it. We can easily understand it. Let me take it as course itself. Okay, so we have this. So remember that we use the two calculation. One is based on table. All function will work on table. Another calculation we can write. We are writing that which is work on for the column. The column which we are specifying it. The column which we are specifying it. Course. The column we are specifying course. Okay. Let me go for. Let me go for. Click OK. Now uh, try to change this student name to course. Student to course. Okay, I have the course. So let me put the course into topmost. I want to apply the borders for it. Let me apply borders. Okay, this is my table. Okay, so now if you observe that the all totals here in the all function, what we mentioned it, table name or column name. In the calculation, all what we mentioned there, we take in that table name or column name.
Name, sir.
Table name, right? For this previous calculation, we take in this table name. So you can click on it. You can just see that what we mentioned here, all sheet 1, just table name we can mention it. Okay, just table name we can mention it here. So which is the calculation just we written there, we mentioned that column name. The column name is sheet 1 course. Sheet 1 course. Let me take this measure also into the visualization. Let me take this measure also into the visualization. Are we getting the same results? Are we getting the same results or not? Are we getting the same results or not?
Same, sir.
So what is the difference? Now, same results we are getting. So one is we are using for the table, one is we are using for specific column. What is the difference? The difference is if I suppose I remove the course, if I add one more field, or I don't remove the course, I can add one more field, that's called a month. See, observe that what is the change you can find it. Click on month. Sorry, it is adding to the new table visualization. So just go for add month. I can put as month as the top. So now tell me, what is the difference you identified it? What is the difference you identified it? So got an idea where we are getting the difference and why it's getting? Can you understand here what the difference is? So if you observe that I added March, just remove the March. Once again I'm showing removing the March. Can we see that? So all total values and all particular column values are same or not? Same, right? Both are same. When I add my month to this, visualization, when I add my month to the visualization, all totals are changing or not?
Yes, sir.
It's not changing, right? All totals are not changing.
Total not change.
But when you specify that particular column, so this what we are saying that please ignore my course. Please ignore my course. You mentioned that in the all function, please ignore my course field and get the total value here. But you are not saying that please ignore my month. You're not saying that please ignore my month. So don't go for X. It's like ignore month. So that's why we are particularly specifying that explicitly we are saying that you can ignore my course. Ignore my course. So that's why it's ignoring the course and getting the total value here. Whereas if you added month to the visualization, so month wise it can be filtered. Month-wise it can be filtered. Okay, so see that February month total sales is 700, March month total is 650, and January month total is 600. It getting that aggregated. So what is the difference is in the this calculation, what is the all particular column? This calculation we explicitly said that all function can ignore this particular course. It can be ignore that particular field course wise filters. It will ignore that all function, it will ignore the all the filters. But when you go for specify that, it's a table name. When you specify the table name, what are the dimensions fields are there, all the dimension fields can be ignored when you say that table name. Whereas if you go for specify the particular column, when I go for specify the particular column, sheet 1 course, only course can be ignored, but if we add one more field into the visualization, based on that the data can be filtered. So here we have one more option. If I go for write a comma here, if I write a comma here, and can I go for use month as well here? Can I go for use month as well here? I can specify that month. So I'm adding the month to your ignore list. All functions should ignore that courses wise filter and month wise filter as well. Okay, just enter. Just enter. Can you see the difference now? Are we getting the same values? Total value we are getting here 1950, 1950, 1950. So what is the logic, sir? What is the logic if you want to be observed here? Simple thing. If you mention, so suppose if you go here in the sheet one, how many fields are there? Student, month, course. Mainly these three are the dimension fields I have it. One measure field is fees, right? So when you go for specify that all function, when you are writing that or ignoring the filter using the all, if you mention the sheet one, it's like a table name. If you mention the table name, all function ignore filtering on all the three dimension fields which we have it, student, month, course. It will ignore on all the fields in that particular table, all the fields in that particular table. It will ignore that filters on that particular table. Okay, whereas if you specify that particular column, whereas if you can specify that particular column, I want to ignore the filtering on course and month. So it will ignore only that month and course. Suppose now the values are same here, all totals and all particular column. Now it was same because I added month also into the filtering ignores list. Okay, month also here. Suppose if I go for add the student name here, suppose if I go for add the student name into the visualization, student name into the visualization, what will be happens? Let me go for add the student name into the visualization. So I added the student name. Can we observe here? The values are changed. The values are changed here. So because we haven't mentioned the student name in the ignores list. Okay. All function will ignore the filters. All function will ignore the filters and it will give the total sales value. It will give the total sales value. So here we are getting all totals as 1950, the total value. It's ignoring that student name, month, course, all three, because we mentioned it is the calculation all total is on the table, table name we mention it here. When you come to that particular column, when you mention that particular column, the column course and month only ignoring. Okay, so if I mention here student name, what will be the value? If I mention student name here, what would be the value? Can we see that?
The total value, sir.
Yeah, total value we can get it. While what is the best practices method is, so when you go for adding these many fields, course, month, student, can we give the can you give the table name? It would be better, right? Just we can mention that sheet one. So avoiding these many columns, just you can mention the sheet one. So what are the fields you can add into from the sheet one? All can be ignored. We can get the total value. We can get the total value here. Okay. So that is the difference of mentioning the total table name and particular column in the all function. Okay, using the all function. The difference I want to show you that when you use that a particular column and particular table name. Right. So we can get that total value any cost. So let me go for remove this many fields. I don't want it here. So let me remove that month and student. Okay, fee I have it. Okay, so you got it, the difference from the specifying in the all function specifying the table name and particular field name, right? So let me take it this one as well. Now I want to calculate that percentage of total, right? So for that we need to write a calculation again. We need to create a new measure. Click on new measure. All right, so what is the calculation we can generally write for the calculation of percentage of total? What is the calculation? Percentage of contribution. What was the formula for the percentage of contribution? Tell me that. What we did earlier in the Excel, what we did? What is the formula for the percentage of contribution? Tell me. Have you get my point?
This conference will now be recorded.
Sorry. So tell me that what is the percentage of contribution formula? Chandu, what is the formula?
Value by total value.
Sir, sir, sir. Yeah.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, bro.
Okay. So what I'm doing is divide sum of phi comma divide function. We can go for specify that numerator and denominator. Okay. Sum of phi comma all totals. The total value I want to get it right. The total value that's I can mention in the denominator. So try to go for drag this field. So complete this. The name of percentage of contribution already used. Measure on the table sample source shows a different name. Okay. Contribution 1. I can mention it. Percentage of contribution 1. Right. So can I drag this into the same visualization? Can I go for drag that? Okay. It is also move into that all particular courses. Percentage of contribution 1. Just copy it. Control X. Okay. Right mouse on the sheet 1. New measure. It's very important topic. In the real time, it is very much useful. Okay, try to be understand it. It's very important. So can you see that now we are divided? Sum of fees divided by all totals. Sum of fee divided by all totals. So divide function, sum of fee comma total denominator, all totals. So can we see that we are getting the percentage of values here? So I can go for change it to percentages. I can go for change it to percentage. Okay, let me see that. What is the percentage of contribution? So see that. What is the contribution value we are getting? 30.77, 46.50, 08. This is the contribution value we are getting or not? This is a contribution value we are getting here. Is this clear? So this total value, maybe people will see the value, why it's getting like this. It's 1950 is not correct value. But while visualizing, it's not correct value, but actual when you go for our requirement, it's a correct value only. The total value we are showing for it. So I don't want that into visualization, just uncheck it. So we can show like this. We can show the values like this. So what is the course and fees and what is the percentage of contribution and snowflake and percentage of contribution, total percentage of contribution. Okay, total percentage of contribution. This is the way we can get it. Right? Fees and percentage of contribution by each course. So which is giving highest contribution? What is the course we are getting from which course we is giving highest contribution on total fee?
Snowflake.
Snowflake.
Snowflake. So that we can identify it. So what is the part of business giving high and low, and we can understand with this one. Right. Suppose now try to understand it. Suppose I have a slicer here. I can add one slicer here. So slicer is nothing but a filtering the data in the visualization. Okay, advanced to the filter. If I make it as month in the slicer, if I make it as month in the slicer. So if I select my February now, what is happening? What is happening here? My filter is applying to that. My filter is applying to that particular course or not?
Yes, bro. Applying, bro.
Okay, when you select that all. So if you observe that, so total 100 percentage, the total value is 100 percentage, and month contribution how much? March month contribution is 33 percentage, and each and every course wise how much it was? Each and every course wise how much it was? We are getting here, and go for selected January, and January and March contributions we are getting that total it's 100 percentage. When you go for select the all the 3 months, select all the 3 months, all the 3 months data we are getting this 100 percentage. When I go for take it only February, if I take it only February, the February total contribution is 35.90 percentage, and January contribution is 30 percentage, March contribution is 33 percentage. Which month we are getting more fee? On which month we are getting more fee?
February.
33 in March and 35 in the February. Yeah, February, March we are
February.
getting the highest contribution. So, which is the we can go for filter on that through the slicer. When you go for slicer, we can go for use the slicer and filter the data on the visualization. Okay. So based on the total contribution, we are getting that particular month contribution is how much. Particular month contribution is how much. So if you observe this, so these percentages 10.26, 50.38, 7.68. So on top of which value we are getting? Can you tell me on top of which value we are getting this 10.26? Power by 200. This 200 is a 10.26. On top of which value we are getting this a 10.26 percentage? Now it is a very key point. You need to be understand that when I select that 200, the 200 is 10.26. On which value the 200 is 10.26? On top of which value the 100 10.26 it is? Tell me.
March month value,
Total March month fees you are saying that? Suppose,
yes sir.
suppose as you mentioned that total 650, 650 is the total. So 200 how much percentage on 650?
Ten
Suppose let's
point
take that. No, no, don't think. 300 is there here. Snowflake. 300 how much
okay.
percentage on 650?
45 something. That
45 something, right? Not 15.38.
okay.
You are correct. 45 something. It's not 15.38.
Okay, bro.
So 200 is 200 is almost it should be the 30%, right? 200 is a 30% around,
Okay,
right?
bro.
It's
Yes,
not a
bro.
yeah. So then on top of which value this percentage is getting calculated? Tell me.
Based on the total, we are calculating.
Exactly. Based on the total, which is the all total we are getting, based on that we are calculating here. Try to drag my total again here. Try to understand that. So try to drag my totals. You can see that still my total is same. Still my total is same. It cannot be changed by the any other filters. See, even you can select that January or March or February. Whatever the value you can take it, the total value is same because we are ignoring that entire table, the filters which are ignoring the entire table. The 400 divided by 1950. Go for calculated. 4 400 divided by 19 1950. How much we are getting? 20.51.
20.51.
Okay, the percentage calculation when you go for particular February month, the percentage calculation is be on top of the total value of that. Total value for all the months. The total value for the all the months. On top of it, we are calculating the contribution. Suppose, yeah, good point. You mentioned that earlier. You mentioned that, sir, on top of 700, on top of 700, I want to calculate this 400 and 300. On top of 700, 400 and 300, I want to be calculated. How can we do it? How can we do it?
Papa.
Okay, can we do that?
Yes, bro.
Yes. So on top of this 700, when I go for select the particular January, March, okay, on top of this value, I want to
We can
calculate the percentages of Power BI, Snowflake and Tableau. How can we get that? For that, we
do
can go for use at all select option.
all.
We can go for all select function. Let's go for write a new measure. We can go for write a new measure. Okay. Calculate sum of fee, sum of fee, comma, sum of fee, comma, all select. We have the function called as all selected. So in the all selected, so what we can mention? Table name or column name. Table name or column name. So can we go for specify that table name? Can you go for specify that table name?
Table
So
name
what
sir.
is our sheet 1. I can mention my table name is sheet 1. Okay, let me go for close it, enter. So again it's fall into here, just I want to be create here, don't want you get confused. Okay, let me enter here. Okay, now what is this all select will get the results. Okay, let me drag this field as well also into your data visualization. Can we observe that what we are giving? So this is all select. What is the total value we have it? That's we are getting as for each and every course. The total value which we are getting for each and every course, 650, 650, 650. If I select the January, what will be the output? 600. The total is 600. Same 600 we are getting here or not?
Yes, sir.
So selected, we can go for use it. Select on top of that, all selected. What are the selection we do? Except this, it will go for ignore it. So what are the selection you do? That can related data we can get it here. So when I select the March month total we can get it all selected, and January you can select it, the total 1250 total we can get it here selected values. When you select the February total value we can get it. If we select all the months, all select and all are both are same. When I go for the particular specific month, so all will be show that total value. All select will bring the total value of the selected values, total value of January, total value of month March, total value of February, total value of February. Okay, so what are the month you can select it, that value you can get it. Okay, so now I want to calculate the percentage of total. What's the percentage of total I want to be calculated based on? The 200 contribution on 650. What is the 200 contribution on 650? 300 contribution on 650, 150 contribution on 650 I want to be calculated. How can we do that? How can we do that? Okay, let's try to create one more measure here. Right mouse on sheet, new measure, new measure, new measure. So measure name I can mention it, percentage of contribution, percentage of contribution using select all function. Okay, so here can I go for write a calculation? Again we are using the divide function. So how can I write the divide? Sum of e is the my numerator. Excuse me. And what will be the denominator? What would be the denominator?
$19.50.
All
All
select
select.
650 is the okay. All select is the denominator. 1950 is not 1950 here. It would be that 650 is the denominator. Okay, 650
Okay.
we can get as
Okay.
a denominator. Okay, all select. Earlier we on top of the total value we can calculated that percentage of contribution. Now we are calculating selected. మార్చ్ సెలెక్ట్ చేసామనుకోండి మార్చ్ టోటల్ వాల్యూ మీద ఈచ్ వన్ కంట్రిబ్యూషన్ ఎంత జనవరి సెలెక్ట్ చేసేస్తే జనవరి టోటల్ సేల్స్ మీద కంట్రిబ్యూషన్ ఎంత. ఇఫ్ యూ సెలెక్టెడ్ ఫిబ్రవరి టోటల్ సేల్స్లో వీటి కాంట్రిబ్యూషన్ ఎంత అనేది మనం క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయాలి. ఓకే, సో లెట్స్ ఎంటర్. Right, now I can go for take that percentage of contribution using the select all. Can you see that we are getting that decimal values? Let me go for put it as, okay, so I can change it to the percentages. The percentage we can convert into 100, you can do that, or we can just go for apply the percentage, we can get the percentages. Now can we see that? Try to understand the logic here. So here I have the all select is giving. All select is nothing but in the month February I have the Power BI and Snowflake. The total fees is 700. So on top of 700, 400 is how much percentage? 300 is how much percentage? We can get it here. 57.14% is the 400. 300 is the 42.86 percentage. On top of selected. If we go with select the January month, if we go for select the January month, we can change the value here total 600, right? So both are Snowflake and Tableau, both are 50-50 percentages. When you go for the March, the total value is 650. On top of the 650, 200 is 30.77 percentage, 300 is 46.15 percentage, and 150 is 23.08 percentage. Okay, so this is we are getting. So whereas if we go with the all totals, this is entire all 3 months sales, entire all 3 months sales. This is entire all 3 months sales. 1950 is all the 3 months sales. Okay, when you go for select all the 3 months sales, both will be same. Here we can get all the total as 1950. Here also all select give 1950, and percentage is also same. Even if you don't select that all the months, if I select only March month, the total value is still same, but the Power BI, when you go for see that 200 and on top of 1950, how much percentage is? Snowflake on top of 1950, 15 percentage. Tableau 150 is 7.69 percentage and 1950 total sales. The total sales still constant when you use that even particular month as well. You are slicing on particular month as well. The total sales is constant. So that is the major difference between all and all select. All and all select. Okay. Is it clear? Any questions? Yeah, try to work on this today. Tomorrow we can go for see that all except, and what is the difference between sum and sum x. So what is the calculated function? These things we can say tomorrow. Okay, I don't want to put everything one day in your minds. So just go for try to understand this. You need to be practice. I will share the video. Try to be practice it.